Hey everyone, today DIY decor using digital prints. For the first one, I'm going to take this print that I created in Canva and I'm just going to be putting it on the other side of this vase. I actually did this video, I think it was last year. I'll leave a link to that one. It's got some good ones in there. But I decided just to cut this out in the shape and just have it where I could turn it one way for fall and then turn it back the other way if I wanted to use it for spring decor. But everyone, these were so fun to create. I have been doing a lot in my artwork and these digital prints turned out beautiful and I have several of them made. And in the description box below, I'm going to leave a link that you can click on and you can get all of these digital downloads today for free. And that way, if you would like to create any of these projects, or if you would like to turn those prints into some wall art that you would like to put in your home, you can go ahead and do so. Now you can see I just used my parchment paper and some Mod Podge and I glued that on and it made it so smooth. Now I've got another little trick that I've been doing. I like to use a wax medium and you can really use any wax medium. I've been using one called Door Lens wax medium and it makes the ink kind of brighten up. You can see the minute I put it on here, I use this on my artwork that I'm creating also, which I will be sharing with you soon. But everyone, look how beautiful this turned out. I popped some simple fall leaves in there and it made a beautiful vase for the fall season. Now for our next one, I'm going to take this set of 4 prints that I created and I had this little picture frame that I had picked up at Goodwill. It didn't have glass or anything in it, so I thought this would be perfect for a cute little corner in my home. And I just picked out 3 of them that I liked and I'm just going to take these and I'm going to apply them to some of those little wood boards that you can get. They're just squares at Dollar Tree and they made just an adorable little wall piece. And I'm going to do the same thing with these. I'm actually going to just apply some of that wax medium and it really makes the color pop out. But everyone, I don't know if you have thought about using prints for your DIYs, but I have got several ideas to share with you. I've been creating several, and like I said, today these will be free. You will be able to download those, but I'm going to have my website going by the time our next video goes up, and there's going to be so many things on there and that you'll be able to purchase. And I'm also just going to do some that I'll be able to give you just to download for free. Then once I get these all attached with the Mod Podge on there, I'm going to do that same technique. I'm just going to take some parchment paper and my hot iron and just smooth those down really well. And then I'm going to add that wax back on there. And I do let it cool just for a minute before I apply that wax. But watch when I put the wax on this, you can really see the colors start popping out. It just makes it have a rich, warm tone that we all love in the fall season. And you can see the red really starts popping in the dark clouds in the sky. And it doesn't take much of any kind of wax medium, but I like to use that because I'm not a big fan of those sprays. They're very strong smelling. And it really seals in the ink from your inkjet printer if that's what you have like I do. And I decided just to use some hot glue because this was just an inexpensive piece that I had picked up at the thrift store. And I'm just going to glue these on here and just keep this a permanent fall fixture that I can pull out every year and display in my home. And look what a beautiful piece it made. It looks so pretty when they're all together. And I love how that rich color just pops out of these. And everyone, these are digital prints, but they look like actual artwork. And I just think that's a wonderful thing. Now for our next fall print, you're going to love this one. This is my favorite that I created. This is a sunlit forest in the autumn. And I am going to do something so unique with this that just makes it like a staple piece you'll want to have setting out every season for fall. I'm going to do that same technique, just take a little Mod Podge, and this time I'm going to be putting it on a canvas. And the reason why I'm doing this is because of what we're going to be adding to the back. And I'm going to go ahead, pull out my wax paper again, and this is actually parchment paper, everyone. And I wanted to really press that down, and believe it or not, this works wonderful on a canvas. It just took to the canvas so well, and it actually makes it look like a painting. And once again, you'll see how pretty this looks when I start rubbing that wax medium on top of there. And it just kind of darkens all the colors and makes it have that rich, warm feeling. But the best part of this one is when we do a little something extra to the back. I'm going to go ahead and hot glue this. This is just another piece that I had picked up at the thrift store. And I thought this is perfect to put a little 8x10 canvas on the back. And I decided to use one of my mats to really make it have that artwork feel to it. Now we're going to take some lights, everyone, and glue them right onto the back. And look, when I flip this over, it actually makes it look like the sunlight is going down through the trees onto the ground. Look how beautiful this is. What a fun piece to create. This is definitely my favorite one that I created. Now for this one, I'm going to use one of those 8x10 canvases again, and I just wanted to see if I could make this kind of look like an oil painting. So I am going to put the Mod Podge on the front, and I'm going to let this dry overnight before I come back and use a wet sponge to remove the paper that is on the back. And everyone, when I got done with this, it had such that old vintage, and it really did have that texture in it like oil paintings do. And I just thought this had a really neat rustic feel, because I always think the rustic decor is so pretty for fall. And this is another one I can't wait for you to see. When I put that wax on, it really just brings that warmth out. And this works perfect on canvas as long as you let it dry overnight. Don't try to do it any earlier, and be very careful around those edges. I thought I was going to go for a different look, and I kind of peeled too much off of the edges, so be very careful on the edges when you're doing this. And it's just kind of satisfying to be peeling those layers of paper off. And I'm just going to brush all those little loose pieces away. And once I get that done, I just kind of dry it before I get ready to apply this wax. But this was probably my favorite part of using the wax, was on this one, because those colors just really started getting rich and warm, and it just made this piece so pretty. But everyone, I hope you've enjoyed these. I started out with the art prints on my trip back to you guys, because I've been doing so much with art, and I'm going to be bringing some of that to you this year. I have a lot of things planned for fall and Christmas, different art prints. But look how beautiful this one turned out. And it really does have that kind of oil painting look. And I decided once again just to take this old frame and just gently hot glue that in there. And I thought this was just a rustic, fun little fall painting that I could display in my home. Now for the next one, this one's just simple, everyone. I just created this print. Once again, I created all these in Canva. And I'm just going to kind of take a section of it that I really liked. And I just love to have little bits of fall sitting around in my home. So I just cut this out, and I had this old vintage frame, and I decided just to pop that in there, and it made just a quick and simple fall design with that digital download. But everyone, that is it for today's DIYs. I am so happy to be back creating with you, and I cannot wait to see you on the next one. And don't forget to check the link for those digital downloads that I'm giving you today for free. I'll see you soon.